can you separate yourself from the Leafs thing and all that? Can you really take that all? Yeah, and look at it like
Gary can, but I can't. It seems.
And we're live.
We're back. And we picked up one new member. One guy's back. So last week, Jeremy, you promised a full compliment this week.
I did.
So
I did promise.
What is going on?
You know what? The lesson here is don't write checks that your butt can't cash. As the old saying goes.
Instead, we get a pot à trois.
It's very French of you. Did you go to school for that, or?
That's
12 years of education gives me a pot à trois.
Very good. All right.
Yeah, this is it. One day, I'm not going to promise, but one day we'll be back to a full complement of people.
Season finale next week.
Yeah, I was just going to say the last one before we break for the summer.
So you got the Jays gear out already, anticipating the nicer weather.
I've retired the Avs hat for the summer, but still in a bit of mourning over that. We have a lot to get to here. I mean, there's one playoff series left, but there's also a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on, and even today, some stuff's kind of come up. So, but let's get into the hockey here first. Since it's the Stanley Cup Final, it's kind of the whole reason we do hockey all year. I have a confession to make. I have not made it through one game. I have fallen asleep through all of them.
You are so old. My God.
I am so old.
They're so exciting. Like,
I know.
It's been a great Cup Final so far.
I know. I missed the crazy comeback. Anyway, so Matt, I feel like you've probably actually watched the most minutes of us. I don't know, Gary, if you've been watching.
I'm more in your boat.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's hard.
The Atlantic time zone.
Yeah, I'm a Western.
It's the same time for the games. It's 9 o'clock here. It's not that late.
I had the game on, the last one, and then my son woke up in the middle of the night and came in, and the game was still going on. I've been asleep for 2 hours, probably.
Yeah, that's fair. The last game with a double overtime was a late one for sure. But
several people kind of had that, story for that late overtime. So let's get a recap here on where we're at now going into Game 4 tonight.
Well, Game 4 tomorrow night. No game tonight, Jeremy.
Oh, right.
No. Oh, you were so
tonight
meta.
When this comes out. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness, I ruined it, guys. I'm an amateur at this. I'm sorry. I'm just a raging Leafs fan. Well, let me take you all the way back to Game 1 on June 2nd. After the last pod came out. So we haven't talked since the series started. We are 3 games in, and they've all been awesome. Like, first game, huge lead for the Hurricanes. I thought like this series is like a wash if it's like this, but the Golden Knights never give up. Torts never lets them give up. There were some good audio clips on the bench of that game where he was like encouraging the guys and like not the screaming Torts you might think, but like actually a pretty well balanced Torts. They come back to win 5-4 in Raleigh, take the 1-0 lead. Next game, a little more subdued, goes to overtime though, but the Canes pull it off. But Game 3 was the gem of all gems.
That was crazy.
I mean, unreal. So Vegas jumps out to a 4-0 lead on the back of a historical setting second period by Mitch Marner that we're certainly never going to mention ever again. No, I credit where credit is due. He had 4 points in the period, including a hat trick and an assist. And he had a penalty shot attempt that he missed early in the third period. So he could have had, 4-1 in that game in regulation. A funny story about that, actually. So they pulled Anderson after the second period because it was 4-0 Vegas, and they put in Busey, and they catch with a different hand from each other. And Marner got the penalty shot, and after the game, he kind of he put in a non-Marner effort on the penalty shot. It almost looked like he started second guessing himself. He came out after to find out that he didn't know the goalies changed and didn't know that the catching hand changed until he was in on the penalty shot. He hit like the hash marks, looks up, and the glove's on the other hand, and he thought, oh no. so he actually did second guess. But that game starts third period. It's 4-0 Vegas. Looks like it's a rout. And then the fastest 3 goals in Cup Final history come. By the way, Marner's hat trick was the fastest hat trick in Cup Final history. And then in the third period, the Carolina Hurricanes put up the fastest 3 goals in Cup Final history.
Cup Final history. Yep.
To bring within 1, of course, they tie it up, and then everybody goes into the lockdown. But to add to the craziness, at the beginning of the second period, it's still a 0-0 game, and Vegas has 2 goals called back. Bang, bang. Like 2 goals in 3 minutes of the second period. One was for offside, which very clearly was offside. The other one was for probably the most obvious goaltender interference challenge I've ever seen. And even Torts after in the press conference after admitted, like, yeah, that was the right call. Of course, when it happens, he's mad, and of course the fans are all fired up.
Yeah.
So in the second period,
since Sam Bennett took out Stolars.
I hate you. Sorry, it's all love here. Why would you bring that up, man?
Because when that happened, my first thought was Anderson's concussed. And then he let in the 2 goals right after very quickly. I was
what's interesting is he didn't practice today. I was surprised the spotter didn't pull him, to be honest, because that was a pretty hard hit.
Bussy came out in the third. Anderson didn't come out to the bench or for overtime or for double overtime.
That's right. So anyway, the Knights ended up putting 6 goals in the second period because 2 were discounted and then they scored 4. So it was a pretty good period for the Knights. And then the third period comes and Carolina just plays the Uno reverse card, puts in 3 in like just over 3 minutes or something like that, and then scores the 4th to tie it later on. And then double overtime hits. And of course you knew like this game was going to end in the most random way ever. Like no one is like beating these goalies. And sure enough, double overtime, Shea Theodore banks one off the backboards, off the goalie and in. Knights are up 2-1. And then we hit our first 2-day break in the series. Usually there's 2 days between every city swap in the final. I think there was some building availability issues, so they only had 1. And you could tell with game 2 going to overtime and game 3 switching coasts, or not switching coasts, but you know what I mean, going from Carolina to Vegas and then going to double overtime, you could tell in double OT there was no legs for anybody. Everybody was exhausted. So they got the 2-day break now. So game 4 goes Tuesday night in Vegas. And honestly, I mean, every goal was settled by 1 goal, 2 of them in overtime, 1 in double OT. This series is anybody's game at this point. Like, and no lead is safe. 2-0 leads, 4-0 leads. It doesn't matter. Like the teams are coming back.
This playoffs, man, with the 3-0 leads. Yeah. That ends up going the other team's way is crazy.
Yeah.
Several examples.
Yeah. So. I did not expect this series to be as open as it is. Like we came into this, Jeremy and I talked on the last pod, and we've seen how these teams played throughout the run up, and it's all about taking away space. It's all about persistent forechecks and just like suffocating defense. And now it's like 9 goals scored in game 3, 7 game 2, 9 goals in game 1. So like just crazy amount of goals.
Yeah.
Breakaways.
I kind of had some of that stuff. What's that?
Breakaways left and right.
all the time.
I know, and I'm sitting here as an Avs fan. I'm like, really? Now we're playing
Now
this game.
Carter Hart is human. He can be beat.
All right. Before we get back to being armchair GMs, we got to give a quick shout out to a true Atlantic Canadian legend.
That's right, Big 8 Beverages. If you grew up out east, you already know. And if you didn't, buddy, you missed out.
Big 8 is the official drink of minor hockey tournaments, post-game dressing rooms, and sitting in the stands, freezing while your kids forget how to skate.
Yeah, this stuff's been around longer than most rebuilds, and unlike most rebuilds, it actually works.
Big 8 is made right here in Atlantic Canada. Comes in a ridiculous amount of flavors, and somehow tastes even better when you're watching a 7-2 blowout.
It's the perfect drink for road trips, game nights, or when your team gives up 3 goals in 5 minutes and you just need something to help you calm down.
No fancy nonsense, no analytics, just a solid, dependable beverage. Basically the shutdown defenseman of soft drinks.
So next time you're at the grocery store, grab a Big 8. Support local, drink cold, and argue about hockey like an adult.
Big 8 Beverages. Proudly Atlantic Canadian and proudly riding shotgun for the Bush League Hockey Podcast.
Now let's do that hockey. I had a couple things I wanted to, and that's a good segue, Matt, because we had some thoughts on how this would go. I think in some ways we were right about a few things. There is still some kind of hallmark things, and I haven't been able to watch every minute of all the games. So I was just looking at some stats, and we always talk about Carolina out shot attempts, like they just destroy every team they play, and that is still true. The shot attempts are a whopping 58% for Carolina and 41% for Vegas. Like those kinds of percentages in a game are pretty massive. And I should say this is for the series to this point. However, much like we kind of discussed, so Carolina's getting a lot more shot attempts, but Vegas is beating them in expected goals with 53% to 46% for Carolina. So in a way, Carolina is doing their thing where they're shooting from everywhere, but Vegas has actually had better quality looks with with the chances they've had. You talked about the goaltending. That's the wild part. So at 5 on 5,
the Wild aren't playing. It's the Knights and the Hurricanes.
What did I say?
Reset your mind.
So that's the wild part. I'm sorry, bad joke. It's Monday, man. I'm tired.
The subconscious.
Oh, this is no. This has all been stats from round 2. I just wanted to go back. So this is the interesting part. At 5 on 5, Carolina's save percentage is at 84%. Vegas, Carter Hart, who had an unbelievable conference final and even previous to that, 88%. Sub 900 goaltending save percentage for both teams. Carolina's shooting at 12% as a team, and Vegas is shooting at basically 16% as a team. So it's an offensive, it's all off. Like the goalies are not doing it. It's kind of an offensive attack on both sides that are beating the goalie. So neither goalie has really kind of been the biggest factor in this. And if you look at where Carolina's getting their shots, if it looks how you would expect, it's from all over the zone. The difference is that I was not expecting that they've done really well is they have gotten to the front of the net. Like you're saying, the suffocating defense we thought we might see hasn't really been there on either side. Like both of these teams are getting grade A looks. Matt, you pointed this out. I think it was in game 1. I forget who scored that goal, but got right to the interior of the ice between the face-off dots. and scored. I can't remember who it was that got that, but Freddie Anderson just looked like so confused. He's like, I've never had anyone shoot from there yet.
Yeah, game one, like Carolina attempted to play how they played so far in this whole postseason.
Yes.
And one thing I pointed out specifically in the Montreal series was like the way they play in the defensive zone leaves a Canadian open. Like it's just how it is. They overload the puck carrier and always have two people on them. Montreal could never find that open player. And in game one and parts of game two, Vegas exploited
had no
that.
problem.
Like they were able to find that open player and get that pass through. And Anderson was facing slot shots that he had not seen in like the whole playoffs up until that point.
Yeah.
He was super confused, it seems.
Yeah, exactly. And it's interesting too, like Vegas has had some goals from the point, though they have barely shot from there. They hardly shoot from anywhere unless like it's like in tight, high danger area. Right. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. We kind of predicted some of that. I just think the goalies really not neither of them like stealing games.
Nope. Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, sorry, to this point. Has really kind of made these crazy lead changes and high scoring games. So yeah, like you said, not yet, right? Like I don't know. This is the type of thing where you wonder like Tortorella, like does he have some thoughts on this? Because I can't see him or Rod Brendamore tolerating like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like
I bet
that
you they
type
hate
of stuff.
Series.
So
I
like,
bet you they are just hating it. Yeah.
How do they insert themselves this close to a Stanley Cup, right? So, yeah.
They're probably getting a call from Gary Bettman after the game saying, don't you guys do a thing. You leave this just like it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. We talk about how like the league wants more goals and stuff. And there's been 3 challenges for goals in this series. I talked about the 2 in game 3 that were pretty blatant. Like offside is offside. And this one wasn't like the fraction of an inch. Like he was clearly offside. And then the head shot against Anderson that I actually thought it was kind of funny because he got hit in the head and then no other Vegas player touches the puck. But as he goes down to hold his head, his stick like flies backwards and knocks it into his own net. Yeah. But it's like, well, he wouldn't have dropped the stick if he didn't get hit and blah, blah. But in game 2, there was a very consequential challenge in late in the third period. Vegas, which one was this? Vegas scored, but I didn't think it should have. I guess it probably wasn't. It wasn't a challenge technically. So Vegas scored, but they didn't really score. So it was a scramble in front of the net. Stahl falls on top of Anderson, and the puck goes in the net. Now there was a jam at the net. There was, Vegas was trying to push the pads in, and it was ruled that the ref had blown the whistle before the puck went in the net. And you can't challenge that. You can challenge for like goalie interference and stuff, but if the whistle goes, the whistle goes. The problem I had with it is I don't think it should have been blown at all. Like,
it wasn't really
falls
covered
on Anderson and it goes in immediately. Like, it's like the puck never stops underneath Anderson. Like, he reaches out to grab it. He's swimming. He goes to grab it. Stahl falls on him, which I think puts the puck in the net. And then, like, afterward, that's when the sticks come in and push the pads and all that jazz. But, like, that seemed like a continuation to me. And it should have counted. And there wasn't strong messaging around it because the league put out like a release when it first happened saying like the ref intended to blow the whistle. And then afterward, they talked about like goalie interference by pushing the pad in the net. So like, I don't think there was real clear indication on the ice, like what the call was. And so Torch challenged it, lost the challenge. They go down a man. Carolina scores on that power play, which they hadn't done anything the entire game on their power play. Vegas had stuffed them every opportunity, and they break through, tie the game, end up winning it in overtime. So hugely consequential goal for Vegas to be up. They were trying to get a 2-goal lead, and it ended up burning them.
Man. Yeah. It, like you said, I kind of thought...
drama.
Oh, yeah. I kind of thought the same. Like, I don't even know if the referee would have been able to blow the whistle in the amount of time that it was like covered. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah, he was coming around on a wraparound, and so Anderson was diving back across the net, gets the stick on it, and then tries to like smother it with his trapper and bring it into his body.
Yeah,
and it just kind of like goes right out the back of him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no like stopping in the puck. Anyway,
yes.
I don't know what happened there. It seemed like the wrong call, but that's the way hockey goes sometimes.
The way she goes. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to not sleep for the next game. Because we're getting to that point. We're going to be cupping the building here pretty soon.
Some other highlights. I got some other highlights to hit there.
Yeah.
Man.
Game 3, the physicality of that game. There was like a stretch in the second period, I think, where it was like every shift, somebody was walking down to the dressing room, shoulders, you name
People
it.
are hurting this time of year, but they're not letting up. Like, they're just still throwing.
And Braden McNabb coming and playing the game, looking like Frankenstein, all stitched up.
Oh man, that was insane.
Yeah. And unfortunately, but also kind of fortunately, they got like awesome angles of it because the way it was lined up with the on ice cameras, like all the slow mos are like, there couldn't be a more perfect camera angle. It wasn't like
so
a chase
gruesome. Cam
or like from up above. It was literally like eye level. Have a puck.
Like, slow motion of his face being destroyed.
But guess what? He's back the next day. So,
and the stitch, stitches looked like they just, like you said, like Gary was like Frankenstein. It wasn't like, it looked like they had to go really deep. And really get
There's no way his nose bone like wasn't in his mouth by the time he got repaired. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been just hanging off, right?
Yeah.
It's funny because in hockey it looks so awesome when the players like that, but then like in basketball, if somebody tries to play with something like that, they got that clear plastic,
the clear mask
on. They just look weird.
That's assuming they actually play. I mean, most people get cramps and get carried off the floor. Yeah. So just saying.
True.
No comparison.
Yeah. But yeah, the clear face mask is always. It reminds me of like the old goalie masks when hockey goalies first started wearing them, but they didn't like do anything. Like if you took a puck in the face with that, like it just is like taking a puck in the face, right? Like because it's right against your face.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a tangent.
Yeah.
And the Game 3 Vegas pre-show that went on with that night coming out on the ice, that was something.
They always have top-notch stuff, especially in the final. They're
very Vegas.
Yeah.
But they've had that night before, have they not?
Oh, yes.
Every game.
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. But it's always
when they were playing the Jets and he was like fighting a fighter jet like on the ice or whatever and like cutting them and stuff. Yeah. It's their thing.
Yeah.
And it's great.
It is great. That's so
like
annoying.
But I like that.
Everything about them is really good. And you're like, man, these guys are annoying. Yeah. So,
well, Gary, Jeremy and I predicted who was going to win last pod, and you weren't here. Now that we're 3 games in, we'll give you a bit of a cheat. Who do you got for the final?
I will admit that originally it was going to be Carolina, but 100% Vegas.
There you go.
Now that I have the out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We gave it to you. You take it.
Yeah.
Now,
speaking of,
Bussy could come in and completely change that.
Yep.
The interesting thing for me would be if Carolina can swing it around, does that change the Conn Smythe outlook of things?
Yes. I don't think Marner has
got it locked up.
I don't think Marner has done enough to pull a J.S. Giguère and win on the losing team. I think if they win, he has like a 95% chance of winning Conn Smythe.
I'm glad you brought this up.
Lose.
How many points did McDavid have when he got it for losing?
It was in the 30s, was it not?
Yeah, it was a lot.
There's a pretty good chance Marner hits 30s.
Yeah, he's at 28 right now.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, Gary, because I didn't want to seem like the bad guy, just being a knife twister type of dude. But like, so he's
before you get going, when McDavid lost, it was he brought his team back from 0-3 to force game 7 and lost. Now, if Vegas runs I guess if Carolina runs the table and they lose in 6, it's a different thing in my mind. All right, Jeremy.
Well, no, and it's interesting you say that because I just thought like how much of that is can you separate yourself from the Leafs thing and all that? Can you really take that all? Yeah, and look at it like
Gary can, but I can't. It seems.
See, so I don't have obviously the same emotional investment in it. I went through it myself on a different situation a year previous. So I understand. I completely understand. In my mind, Rantanen was the greatest hockey player who had ever been born. The way he, you know what I mean? Like what he did, it's like you put that high in your mind. And like, yes, it's like I'm looking at Marner and what he's doing compared to, I saw a stat today that I guess like 28, was it points or goals? Can't remember. I think it might be goals, but it might be points too, but he has as much in these playoffs as he has his entire previous.
It was goals.
His whole career.
It was
goals? Okay,
yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah. His goals from 2019 to 2025 with the Leafs was 11 in the playoffs or something, right. And he's got 11 in this playoffs.
In this one. So, like, you're looking at the story that is, and you're like, you know, pretty remarkable. But if you look at a Conn Smythe, you kind of have to look at in a short, it's kind of like, you know, we do Big 8 Player of the Week. It's kind of like, really, it's you know, how much value does he bring, like, overall in the especially in the Stanley Cup Final, like the most important couple of games.
He's fastest hat trick in Cup Final history.
And this is what I'm saying. Like he's turned
Brett Howden into a superstar.
Yeah, exactly. Brett Howden has more goals in the playoffs than he did in the regular season.
Right. But like it's if you look at like, you know, and there's no reason to think that he's not Conn Smythe. You know, he's the clear Conn Smythe guy on the Vegas side. But if Bussy was to come in and stand on his head and steal it, I mean, is it real? Like, you don't get much more value than that, like a goalie kind of doing that. So I don't know. I don't think
that's why I said, like, if the series ends and he loses, he doesn't win, in my opinion. Now, that's not to say next game he doesn't come out with another 4 or 5 point night. And the next game he does, and they still end up losing. Then it changes the math. But like, right now, I don't think he's done enough to win on a losing team.
Yeah, fair enough. Yep.
But I'm scared to death if they win because I cannot deal with not only Marner being a cup champion in his first season, but being a Conn Smythe winner of what basically drove him out of town. Like, he's always been the around 100-point player in the regular season. His knock was he couldn't do it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So to win the cup and win the Conn Smythe in your first year would drive me bananas, as you can tell. That's why I can't let you guys get a thought in. I can't handle it. I cannot handle it. I don't dislike the guy. Like, I want him, if he went and won down the road, whatever. First year. I can't do it on the first year.
I do look at it with the Leafs goggles, but I prepared myself last year as soon as they were eliminated. I was like, he's going to leave. He's going to win a cup. He's going to be Conn Smythe winner. It's
you are
inevitable.
A better man than I, Gary.
As a Leafs fan, that is 100% inevitable.
As a Leafs fan, you've already turned your attention to McKenna, as you see behind you. already ready to go. Just hope Chaika doesn't mess his pickup.
Well, and I get that. I mean, fortunately for me, the Stars didn't go as far as what Vegas is doing here, right? So I didn't see Rantanen have to get this close, but yeah. Anyway, I thought that was interesting. The whole Conn Smythe thing, like there's no doubt that he should be in consideration for it. But I feel like it's the Conn Smythe is always voted. Like, if whoever really stands out in these next couple of games, however far it gets, that's who's going to win it. It's like that every year. It's the recency bias. Whoever closes out the Stanley Cup, the best player usually gets it, right? Unless you're McDavid.
It will be quite funny, though, if Bussy comes in and turns things around completely and wins the Conn Smythe after playing 3 games.
3 games. Yeah. Conn
Or
Smythe
Marner
winner.
still wins it on the losing side, and does he come out? Does he not?
Oh man. So I heard the quote was if Vegas was to win, he said he would do a cup parade in Toronto.
No, he wouldn't. Shut up.
He said he would do it. That's what
he
I
would
read.
obviously bring it home. I mean, he's from the Toronto area, just like Phil Kessel brought it home, but like he didn't have a big parade. He just had his friends.
The question
over.
was
bring
parade.
it to his golf tournament.
Oh yeah, the infamous golf tournament.
Oh my goodness.
Well, before we talk about the rest of the league, should we have a drink?
Yep, feeling thirsty.
I don't want to be part of this conversation, though. I think I know how it's going.
Dave's a killer. Yeah, Dave's a killer.
Editor, cut this out. All right, Gary, we got to come with a pick that he doesn't expect when he comes back.
Howdy.
Somebody that's played like one game.
Oh, McNabb.
Yeah, okay, but that's a good pick, though.
Have we already talked about
Hey, Jeremy, what's
we're
up?
going to talk about?
Avoid the inevitable.
Yeah, I'm
I
talking
think-
about Cole Caulfield. Lady Bing winner.
Lady Bing winner.
As soon as I
We got to
saw
talk
that he
about those
won
award
that,
places here in a bit, but we got to get through this Big 8 player of the
Yes.
week. What do you think, Gary? You weren't here last time.
I think there is only one obvious choice this week. It cannot possibly go to anybody else. Braden McNabb.
There you go.
Braden McNabb, here.
No complaints. Like, are you kidding me? Like, probably pancaked his nose, and he's back the next game.
I'm going with it.
Yep.
Braden McNabb. Congrats, buddy.
Congratulations. I have a feeling that our season wrap up will have somebody else, so we don't want to spoil that pick
Yeah,
now.
we can't just. Yeah. I think it'd be really funny if our Big 8 player of the week was not the Conn Smythe winner. You know what I mean? Kind of by definition, they should probably be the same, but you know.
John Tortorella.
Oh boy. Well, we're a little short on time this week, boys, so I think we should get to some league news unless anyone has any other thoughts.
No, kick us off with Avalanche news.
Well, there you go. We'll get to the recent stuff here shortly, but real quick. So Matt and I were talking about it wasn't official at the time of the last podcast, but now my beloved C-Mac, Chris MacFarland, is the official president of hockey operations and very involved in GM duties for the Nashville Predators. So I saw today that Joe Sakic is supposed to have the press conference on Thursday. What? That's quite a press conference. That's a lot to talk about. So yeah, since I seen you guys, we got swept in the final and our GM left. I don't want to spend a ton of time on it. It was kind of known that he was going, and he did. I would love to know. I mean, he got a position promotion. Like he wasn't going to be able to get that in Colorado. We kind of talked about it. I'm sure it was a massive raise. It sounded like I watched a bit of the press conference from the Predators. I think he got a pretty big raise, and I was surprised that the Cronkies, who own the Avalanche, didn't want to pony up. But I mean, it's kind of like one of those things that like you can't pay a guy. You can't just make him like twice the highest paid GM in the league just because you like him. Like there's a certain like point where you gotta. So I totally understand it, and good for him. I really like him. I hope. I honestly, even though he's in the division, I hope he's a great guy. I really like him. But yeah, so now Joe Sakic's back in the driver's seat, at least temporarily.
So that's gonna be my follow-up. What do you think? Are they gonna try to bring in a real GM, like an actual GM, or are they gonna just let Sakic run with it until he's tired?
I think they will. My prediction is they are going to, like, I think Sakic's going to run with this for quite a while. I think they're just not going to rush into anything. It's not like they, like Joe Sakic can do it. I think he never wanted to quit. He only, like we talked about, he moved out of his role to allow Chris MacFarland to take the GM role in the first place. So I think he's going to navigate. Really, there's no big contracts as far as next year. Now they got the Makar extension that he'll have to handle that. But unless there's like some kind of candidate that they're super excited about, and it'll be someone probably no one really sees coming, that they'll take a chance on. I just see him kind of handling the rest of the offseason and probably into next year, I would guess. So.
Yeah, like it's one thing to make him the highest paid GM, but it seems like he wanted responsibility changes too, right? So unless Sakic and him are going to swap places, like you can back the Brinks truck up, but if the guy wants out, he's going to leave when his contract's up.
100%.
So
it makes sense. So,
yep.
So, yeah.
Has there been any post-mortem on the season? Like, I didn't watch Sakic's conference. Did he go into injuries of any of your guys, or was it just all about the org changes?
Well, so that's actually Thursday. Like they haven't had one yet.
Happened. Okay,
it's only been the Nashville one. Yeah. So I think there's going to be there's going to be a question about injuries. I have a feeling he won't disclose much. They never really do. They're they go the Lou Lamoriello route on a lot of that stuff. They'll probably say if someone needs surgery, I expect he'll say that Bednar's back and that he's got full confidence in him. I think they're probably just going to run it back next year. They've got all those contracts locked up, and whether that's right or wrong, I still don't really know, but I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, sir. We can't say how many injuries there were, but what we can say is that 5 stuffed animals had the heads ripped off of them by McKinnon.
Oh, man.
Why so serious? Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway.
So moving from there, Dylan Larkin. Who saw that coming?
Man, because like that we were talking about him before, but then like he's got a no move clause. He's got like all this stuff. Like now he's requesting the trade. Like
yeah. He's just months ago, he was talking about how great it was to play in Detroit, and he has like full confidence in the system, and that's why he resigned.
Yeah, Gary, you just made the point, and like I was talking to another guy about him today, and it's like it almost seems like the move is you just play the game until you can get your no move clause, and then you just go wherever you want. Yep. So because you have full control.
Yep.
So. I don't know.
Pre-free agency.
Yeah. I saw that his 3 teams. He apparently.
Yeah. Oh, did you see them, Gary?
No, I haven't.
As well. Okay. Let's play a game, Jeremy. Gary, Dylan Larkin gave a list of 3 teams that he would like to be traded to. Can you guess them?
Minnesota Wild.
Bing, 1.
Florida Panthers.
Bing, 2.
Third one's going to be a little harder.
I believe in you.
I feel like this is the easiest one. I think maybe. I don't know.
Minnesota was pretty easy. The Rangers.
No. Oh, man. I thought...
The future Stanley Cup winning Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I love it. It's like, of course he would give those 3 teams. Like,
right.
Like, who couldn't have seen that coming? Like maybe Tampa could have been in there instead of Florida if he believed in like Cooper Moore or whatever. But like generally, everybody wants to play for those 3 teams, it seems.
Yeah.
I wrote Vegas off as if like, how could they afford them? But
I don't know how they can afford any of their players. Yet they do.
Right? You just could never say that ever.
Yeah.
And now with the cap going up, they can like, there's not even like,
you just bring in Dylan Larkin, get rid of Keegan Colasar, and you're good to
go. Anyway, that came out of like left field. Like my father's a big Red Wings fan and lifetime Red Wings fan, but I don't know if he saw it coming either. But now that the request has come out, he's just like, don't let the door hit you on your way out. Like, get him out of here. Who cares? Like, you're dead to me kind of thing, right? Like, nice knowing you.
Yeah. It's interesting, too, because he's born in Michigan. Like, he's, you know what I mean?
He's the captain of the team.
Captain of the Red Wings. And, like, man. So,
it's crazy stat. He's been in the league 11 years, I think, 11 years. And he's played more Olympic hockey games than playoff hockey games. And he's only played in one Olympics.
Oh man.
So,
yep.
So
that's that'll give us lots to talk about on July 1st when we get to that. But yeah.
I mean, assuming he makes it there. I mean, they can trade him anytime now.
Well, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
He's under contract for 6 more years, I think, after this season that's currently in. So
yeah. He's in the middle of a long deal. So
8-year deal he signed 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. I'm sure that Gary Bettman too, because like they always hate when news breaks that's not related to the Stanley Cup Final. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
they want all eyes on the final.
Oh yeah. Which is understandable. So
then I'm sure they must really love what's happening in Edmonton today.
Oh man, speaking of left field, I mean, I think, right? No one really.
Nope.
So this was fantastic. I was so overjoyed to read this because I just love the chaos. I have nothing against the Oilers, you know. I just anyway. So apparently, and even Elliot Friedman, as of his own comments on this, he has said that this is legit. That the Edmonton Oilers are trying to find out from the league, based on the discipline and his history, if they can hire Mike Babcock.
It's more than just possible. Apparently, the leadership group of players have talked to and met with Babcock and pushed the Edmonton management into this decision. So that means like the McDavids of the world are not only okay with it, but are advocating for it. So this is his job to not get if the league or the PA rule otherwise. Like, this is a done deal as much as a done deal can be. Yeah,
exactly. It's just basically
which is insanity. Like, I thought he was relegated to college hockey or like junior hockey for the rest of his days.
Unbelievable, man. And like, it must be just happening in the first place. Like, I wonder if it's the players that even initiated it in the first place, because like, it just seems, I can't imagine, Daryl Katz sitting there and looking at the way he left Toronto. Then he gets hired in Vegas and Columbus, and everyone's like, well, maybe he's turned a leaf. Maybe he's changed. He's had some time off. Doesn't even get training camp. Doesn't even get training camp, and the players are already like, this guy's a weirdo. He's doing weird things. Get him out of here.
Yeah, but then I love how they refer to him as the former coach of the Leafs and the Blue Jackets. It's like,
no, man.
Those are not two of his most notable things. You realized he coached in other places for a long time before the Leafs, right? Like, why would you pick the Blue Jackets?
He did one press conference to introduce himself with Columbus, and then he was gone. So the only thing with this too is like, I guess maybe that's not entirely true that it had to be the players that initiated it, because Edmonton is now getting a bit, they're kind of getting a bit of a track record of being the ones to take a swing at when everyone else seems to not want to touch it. Like, they kind of did that with Evander Kane a little bit.
Yeah.
Corey Perry. I
think they were poking around. I don't know. I wonder how much they were around Joel Quenneville too, like when he was looking to come back and stuff. But
and I mean, if Quenneville can be reinstated, Babcock will be reinstated. Like, let's be real. Like, they were not kicked out of the league for equal injustices.
No,
right? Like,
no, exactly. He wasn't part of like a justice process. Like, he was, like, there was human
he made people
resources,
players. And hook their phones up to the TV and show them their vacation pictures. Like, they're not the same.
No, not quite the same. But like, wild. I mean, what's What do you guys think of that? Babcock with the Oilers and McDavid going, yeah, let's go.
It fits. It tracks.
I have no words. So Gary, this is yours. I just can't believe it.
I wasn't shocked when I heard it at all. I was like, that makes perfect sense. I could almost even picture this being successful.
If you squint hard enough, it just might be okay.
I mean, maybe with that type of team and that type of leadership, maybe it kind of works like it did in Detroit, right?
He'd be more like the Olympic Babcock coach than
maybe
trying to get a bunch of youngsters in line.
Yeah.
At best, that's what you hope.
I guess Edmonton is resigned to the fact that Cassidy is just not going to become available. Like the owner can say all the right things and be like, "Oh, we're going to wait till after the series is over," but then more and more news starts leaking out that they might just hold him for his last year of his contract and keep him out, and the league is okay with that because that's the deal. I was joking with Jeremy that they could really pull like the meta move by bringing in Torts for the year, but then firing him with 9 games left and bringing Cassidy back because they've already got him under contract, right? So he just kind of flip flop next season with 9 games left, right? So they really throw us for a loop.
Like hockey teams just are going to have a bullpen of coaches, and they have like a starting coach and then a closing coach, and
and then if the starter's not very good, they'll bring in an opener coach for the first 10 games of the season, and then look at them going.
They'll be the first team to put the phone down on the bench.
Call them up. We need a righty. Yeah. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Jeremy brought up another great point today in a text thread that we could be living in a world next season where Mike Babcock is the coach of the Oilers and Patrick Waugh is the coach of the Leafs. Like, could you imagine?
I can't wait.
Man.
Honestly, I hope that happens, and I hope both teams are good because the quotes.
We only see them twice a year, right? But the press conference would be a media circus.
Oh, it would be amazing.
The quotes will be better if the teams are terrible, I would think. But
I guess like if they're terrible, I mean it's good quotes for a bit, and then like you wonder when they're going to be fired. But if it's like chaotic, if they're like
chaotic more than terrible, I guess.
Right? Exactly. So because. I know we're wrapping up here, but like the last I heard about Patrick Waugh is he had interviewed quite well was the report.
Very well was the quote. Yep.
Man. Yep. So what do you think?
Well, I don't know what we're doing. Like we interviewed 50 plus people apparently in the first round and 20 something moved to the second round. You have Patrick Waugh seemingly out of the blue interviewing very, very well. We had Laviolette interview very, very well. And then all of a sudden yesterday his name was no longer in contention. And today the Kings hired him as their next coach, which means DJ Smith is now available, ex-assistant coach with the Leafs. And then you had like Woodcroft was rumored for a bit, but he fell out. Originally it was, they're going to talk to Cassidy, but they never asked or talked to Cassidy whatsoever. So I don't really know what they're doing. And then what was the name that was brought out the other day? Former Sharks player, Sharks legend.
Oh, Joe Pavelski.
Yes, Pavelski interviewed for the team.
I forgot. That's
Pavelski
right.
has not coached outside of minor league hockey. So they're trying to pull like a Martin St. Louis and grab him, but apparently Pavelski's son maybe works for the Leafs in some capacity, and so he's the one that put the name forward or something.
Okay.
I think that's how the story went on 32 Thoughts. I might be getting that wrong, so I apologize. But like they're really interviewing everybody for some reason.
I thought the Pavelski one, which I almost forgot about, but I thought that was interesting. That one actually struck me as entirely likely, knowing Chayka and I could just see that actually kind of materializing. Whether it will or not, I don't know. But I mean, I think, like you said, we have a template for it with Martin St. Louis, right? Like, no, he didn't pay his dues, coach in minor league, didn't pay his dues, just right into the show. And Pavelski's a guy. I don't know how much you guys remember of him or whatever. I mean, I saw him in the playoffs a lot. Saw him with the Sharks a lot. Saw him with Dallas a lot. He's kind of like like an elder statesman. He's a Landeskog type of guy. Like he's, I could see it for sure. And he'd be a guy that people would respect real quick. He's just kind of one of those types of guys. So I don't know. I actually saw that possible.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I can picture Matthews sending out a text to Marleau or Joe Thornton.
Yeah.
Getting the lowdown real quick on him.
Yeah. And then they're like, we're your assistant coaches.
That's right. That's right. Joe Thornton is really connected to those guys. Yeah, that's a good call out. Yeah.
I could see them if they could get Austin on board on that pretty quick, and then things are moving
just like in Edmonton.
Very easily.
Just like in Edmonton. The leaders, Matthews, Nylander, I was going to say Nyes, but we could talk about that too. Maybe he's not as much of a leader in the dressing room as we thought, but I think they could. If they get him on board or them on board, then you're right. It could go, but it just is so out of left field. Like,
very.
From coaching 14-year-olds to coaching the Maple Leafs in a matter of months.
It is more the thing I was expecting from a John Chayka coach search, though.
Those are the wild swings. Yep.
Yeah.
That's why, like I say, I heard that name and I thought I could see that. We talk about not going to the same coaching carousel all the time. That's pretty legit.
I usually think that's like people coaching in junior hockey right now. or AHL coaches who have never coached in the big leagues. Not like somebody who's never coached ever anywhere.
Yeah.
That'd be like them calling me up to go, except I haven't played the league. And your next Leafs head coach, Matt Taylor. Who?
From Moncton. Yeah. Well,
what's his credentials? Well, he's on a hockey podcast.
He does a podcast.
Sponsored by Big 8. Go get your Big 8.
That's legit. Good enough for me. You're hired.
So, do we all agree that the Nyes trade would have been insane?
Yes. Absolutely insane.
We don't need to talk about it then. But the fact that Tree Living's watch was 1 minute slow, like, could you imagine if he pulled that off? Like,
so can you just say what was on the table, because it was a big one?
No, because I can't pronounce the Canadian's name that was offered up.
No.
So the deal was Nyes to Montreal for a prospect and 2 picks, 2 first overall.
I think it was 2 first
picks, sorry.
Yeah.
So like a decent-ish package, but not for a division rival and not for your top line left winger. Like, sure, he had a down season, but the man hates the state of Florida. So if you ever meet them in the playoffs, he is going to be your best player. Like, he just runs through Florida and Tampa Bay every season. So you can't. He was injured like for most of the year. There's a lot of surprises to why he played once they were fully out. One down season, you look to trade a 23-year-old top line left winger to a division rival. Like,
yeah,
nonsense.
I can't like get over that. Like,
well, I was trying
the
to
days
figure
after
out
the information came out, I was just like, what went on in that room? Like, they traded Nick Roy or Lawton, I can't remember which one, like within 1 minute of the deadline. And then apparently that kind of backed up the Nyes trade. So it went in 1 minute late. And so it was rejected. And then the Habs GM was apparently like, if you're not fired by this summer, I expect you to honor that trade and trade him like in the summer. It's just like, that's wild that you were so committed to unloading this player that you would have that conversation with the Habs GM. Like, just craziness. I was
trying to figure out the optics of it, because like that comes out and you're like, oh, okay. So why he was Tree Living was fired? Well, they owner like Keith Pelly and they would have known that trade was on. That's one of those types of trades that you don't talk.
You go to the you approve it. Yeah.
So it's like they must have approved it. and then it didn't happen because it was a minute late. So then they fired him. It's like, so were you
forgetting that ever happened? Like, what
did you just like, never mind. I guess it's fine. We won't do it.
like that's going to be
like,
an
what was
awkward opening day of training camp when like Nyes comes and they get like the talk from all the GM, like the GM and the scouting teams. And like, I'm sure, Keith Pelly is around somewhere at some point, like for some charity event or something. And it's like, so yeah, you were looking looking to move me like 4 months ago. And then, we're gonna forget it never happened. Anyway, the optics are terrible. It made me so happy that Treliving is gone, even more so because he would just try it again. Like, you know what I mean? Like he had it in place. Trade him later.
And I like to imagine like, people finding out this stuff. So I imagine like I imagine John Chayka, like when he was hired, they weren't talking rebuild at all. They were talking like, whatever. Now, who knows what that conversation was? Because then the draft lottery happens and then they get that first. So that changed it, right?
It does change the map.
Like I get it. I don't know what it was before, but I like to imagine that when he was hired, they were like, nope, not doing rebuild. Look, no, we never really thought about that. We're not doing it. So then he's sitting there looking at his phone. It's like seeing all these like trades that were about to come out that were like, franchise rebuilding type trades and reading that and going like, so what did you want me to do again? You know what I mean? Like, that's not kind of what we talked about. Anyways, I just thought that was funny.
It's like one down season, missed the playoffs first time in 9 years. Better just sell the farm. Got to get rid of everybody. Like, just get rid of them.
Reeks of desperation. Just focused completely on getting first round picks because you screwed up the Boston.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I loved watching Minton play for Team Canada.
I just those trades too, like those trades too, like, so you have a young prospect that worked out. He's earned a spot in your top 6. So you're going to go, let's get rid of him and hope we get a player like that with one of these first round picks.
Because he's signed to such a great contract that everybody wants him.
$7.7 million for 5 more years.
With
like
the cap going up, like
going up, like for a top line player. Like I don't get it.
Yeah. So
anyway,
any closing thoughts, boys, or going once, going twice?
Now I'm mad. Marner talk, Nyes talk, Patrick Waugh, Babcock talk. Like, man alive.
Do this podcast and leave angry for the rest of your night.
Yeah, I am. So thanks for that.
Sit down and have a big 8.
That's right,
I will have
Gary.
to do that.
Cool off with a big 8. Bringing that around. Well, folks, thanks for listening again this week. Go watch the Stanley Cup Final. Don't be like me and fall asleep. And
man up.
Man up, eh? I'm a Western Conference guy. Like, I'm such a baby. A big baby. Anyway, yep. So we'll see you next time, hopefully with everybody. Until then, keep your stick on the ice, and thanks, Big 8.